You're still young enough to leave this video. Please don't. What I am about to tell you took me 99 long, exhausting years to understand. You can understand it tonight. Not the polite version, not the comforting, poetic nonsense people repeat at funerals to make themselves feel better. The unfiltered version, the absolute truth. My name is Margaret. I am 99 years old. I am not dying dramatically. There are no beeping machines, no chaos in the hallways, no weeping crowds. I am simply nearing the end, like an old brass lamp that has been left on for a very, very long time, and now flickers quietly in a silent, darkening room. From here, from this narrow bed with its crisp white sheets, I can see something that most people who are still running blindly through life cannot. I can see the whole road, every twist, every turn, the bright beginnings, the messy, beautiful middle, the parts where I hesitated, and the parts where I pretended to be someone I wasn't. And the brutal truth is this: the road ends so much faster than you think. You live right now as if time is a bottomless savings account, as if there will always, inevitably, be more days to withdraw. There won't. No one sits you down when you are young and tells you that your life is simply measured in weeks, roughly 4,000 of them, if you are incredibly fortunate. Think about that. 4,000. Many of them are already behind you, spent on things you can barely remember. The rest? The rest are not guaranteed. You think you have later. Let me tell you, later is the most dangerous word in the English language. Later is how beautiful dreams die politely. Later is how desperate apologies expire in your throat. Later is how profound love goes completely unspoken. One day you look back over your shoulder, and there are no laters left. There is only silence. Let me tell you something that will sting. You are living your life for an audience that is not even watching. I spent decades, entire decades, meticulously managing my image. I was so careful with my opinions. I was so careful with my secret desires. I was terrified of being too loud, too ambitious, too much. I desperately wanted to be respected, admired, approved of by the neighbors, by my colleagues, by my family. I walked through my 30s and 40s convinced that all eyes were constantly on me. They weren't. Everyone else was far too busy agonizing over their own reflections. The crushing judgment you fear from others, it barely exists. It is nothing but a long, dark shadow cast by your own insecurity. And yet, you let it shrink you. You hold back your genuine laugh because it's too loud. You bury your ambition. You hide your strange, wonderful ideas. You swallow your real feelings. All because you think some phantom audience might disapprove. Let me tell you a secret from the very end of life. Nobody is keeping score. The people you exhausted yourself trying to impress will not be holding your fragile hand when you are 99. And the ones who would have fiercely loved the real you never even got to meet them because you were too busy performing. Safe is comfortable, I know that, but safe is not alive. Now, I want to talk to you about the quietest, deadliest thief of all. It is not failure. Failure is honest. Failure looks you in the eye. Failure teaches you, and failure scars you into deep wisdom. The real thief is comfort. Comfort does not attack you in the dark. It seduces you in the daylight. It wraps its arms around you and whispers, "You've done enough. You can rest now. This is good enough." And heaven help you, you listen. You take the job that feels secure, but slowly drains the light from your eyes. You stay in the relationship that is stable, but completely empty of passion. You silence the wild calling in your heart because pursuing it terrifies you. Not because you are incapable, but because you are comfortable. Comfort slowly, invisibly, replaces your courage. You stop trying. You stop stretching. You stop risking your heart. And one day you wake up in a life that feels unbearably small. Not tragic, just small. Small lives don't explode. They just fade away into gray. I have watched brilliant, beautiful people disappear entirely into good enough. They had raw talent, they had vision, they had fire in their bellies, but comfort convinced them that reaching their potential was optional. It is not. Discomfort is not a punishment. It is the absolute proof that you are still growing. The path that feels easy almost always leads nowhere meaningful. The path that makes your hands sweat and your heart race, that is usually the only one worth walking. Now let's talk about love. Not the fleeting butterfly feeling you read about in cheap novels. The decision. Love is not a magic carpet that carries you. It is a heavy, beautiful burden that you must carry. There were long, cold moments in my marriage when love did not feel warm at all. It felt incredibly inconvenient. It felt heavy. It felt relentlessly demanding. And that is exactly when it mattered the most. Love is choosing someone on the Tuesday morning when it would be so much easier to walk away. Love is apologizing when your stubborn pride is screaming at you to stay angry. Love is looking them in the eye and saying, "I was wrong." Love is staying in the room when walking out would fiercely protect your fragile ego. Listen to me. The deepest, most agonizing regret at the end of life is not the foolish risks you took. It is the love you withheld. It is the desperately needed words you swallowed down. It is the affection you rigidly rationed out like it was a finite resource. You think you are protecting yourself, don't you? From rejection, from embarrassment, from the pain of loss. But what you are really doing is protecting yourself from life itself. Say what needs to be said, out loud, not in your head, not written in a hidden journal, not someday. Say it now, because someday has a very strict expiration date. Let me tell you about ego. Ego runs most human lives quietly from the shadows. It tells you not to ask for help when you are drowning. It tells you never to admit you were wrong. It tells you not to try that new thing because failing at it would make you look foolish to strangers. Ego is obsessively concerned with appearance, but it does not care one bit about your actual fulfillment. Every single moment of profound, lasting peace, I ever experienced in my 99 years came immediately after I deliberately lowered my pride. After I opened my mouth and said, "I don't know. I'm so sorry. I need you." Those are not weak words. Those are the most freeing words in the human language. Strength is not dominance. Strength is not building an impenetrable wall. Strength is terrifying, naked honesty. And yes, honesty costs your ego dearly. But in exchange, it gives you your entire life back. I have outlived nearly everyone I ever truly loved. That is a very strange, cold thing to say out loud. When you are young, you arrogantly assume there will always be another long conversation, another holiday dinner, another chance to make things right. Then one day, the phone rings, or it doesn't ring at all, and there isn't. The physical distance between waking up in the morning and not waking up at all is far thinner than youth can ever understand. You woke up today, your lungs filled with air, your heart beat in your chest. That is not ordinary. It is a breathtakingly extraordinary miracle. You still possess the one precious thing I am entirely running out of: time. So here is what I ask of you. I beg of you, do not just nod at this screen and return unchanged to your comfortable routines. Do not let the words of a dying woman become mere background noise in your busy day. Today, not next week, not when you feel better. Today, call someone and tell them you love them. Say it clearly, without caveats. Do that one terrifying thing you keep postponing for a reason you would be embarrassed to defend in public. Forgive someone, not because they have earned it or because they deserve it, but because carrying the heavy stone of resentment is exhausting, and your life is already far too short to carry it. Stop waiting to feel ready. Ready is the biggest lie fear will ever tell you. Nobody who ever profoundly changed their life felt ready first. They simply moved. They took the terrifying step in the dark, and then they grew into readiness along the way. I am 99 years old. I am not afraid of dying. I am afraid that you will not live. I am afraid that you will merely survive, safely, comfortably, politely, and that you will reach this exact same bed at the end of your road with far too many unopened parts of yourself left inside. Life is not going to mysteriously begin someday. It is happening right now, at this exact second, whether you bravely participate in it or not. You have today. And today, even if it is absolutely all you have, is everything. Do not waste it performing for ghosts. Do not waste it waiting for the perfect moment. Do not waste it protecting a fragile ego that will not matter in the slightest when the room goes quiet. Be bold. Be violently honest. Be completely present. Your road is already moving beneath your feet. Walk it fully awake. If my voice reached you today, don't just quietly agree with me. Act on it. Close this video. Put down the screen and change something, even something tiny, because small changes relentlessly compound. And one day, in the blink of an eye, you will be exactly where I am, looking back over the long road. Make absolutely sure that when you do, you see courage, not hesitation. My name is Margaret, and this is what 99 years of breathing has taught me. Stop waiting. You are already alive.